most welcome guests. The greatest influence on my life was the books that I read. And this practice began when I was a little girl. My father used to pay me to read my books. This is how I was receiving my allowance. Now, my parents didn't pay me to do the house chores. One day I heard the neighbor's boy bragging that he got paid for taking the trash out. I went furiously to my dad and claimed with a demanding voice, "Dad, the neighbor's son just got paid for taking the trash out. I want to get paid too." He smiled and said, "That will never happen, my dear daughter." "What do you mean that will never happen? Other kids get paid for doing their chores. It's not fair. I want to get paid too." My father answered, "I don't pay you to do your chores. I pay you to read your books. You do chores because you're part of the family. Now, I would pay you to do your chores, house chores, only if I want you to grow up and be a housekeeper. I put my money where my values are," he continued. "And if I can fill your mind with the right thoughts, it will be amazing what you can accomplish in life." His words had a tremendous impact on my life. Since that day, I became a voracious reader. I was visiting the library every day, and I was reading my books while I was walking home. Now, I didn't want my parents to pay me anymore, since I thought they would just simply go bankrupt. I had grown up thinking that book ownership was one of the signature of an educated and cultivated person, a thoughtful and wise person. When you go to someone's house, what is the first thing you look at? What is one of the very first things your eyes are searching for? Is it the furniture, collection of cars, collection of shoes maybe? If you ask me, I still look at their bookcases as part of an assessment of their character. If there are no bookcases, I wonder. A house without books is like a room without windows. Most people spend money on things that don't bring any educational or developmental value. I like how Tai Lopez calls these kind of expenses. He calls them RRD expenses, and that stands for rot, and depreciate. Those material things will be gone tomorrow, but the value of a book will stay with you forever. It's very important to have a weekly or at least a monthly budget for your brain. My question to you is, what is your knowledge budget? How much are you willing to spend on things that never rot, or depreciate? Books. You should see them as hidden treasures, as great mentors in life. Each and every one of us needs a mentor in life. We all have them. They're either our parents, our friends. We even have mentors at ToastMasters. What would you like to have as a mentor a person like Barack Obama, or Oprah Winfrey, or Bill Gates? Some of the great mentors, unfortunately, are no longer alive, like Franklin Delano Roosevelt, Martin Luther King, Steve Jobs, Mahatma Gandhi. But if I tell you that all these people are going to be over at my house this Saturday, and they're going to be there answering all these questions about happiness, wealth, success, would you show up at my house? I'm sure a lot of people, including you, would come over to my house. But let me tell you something. They are indeed there at my house. They're in my library. And they can be in your library too. I would like to encourage you to read something good every day. If you read 20 minutes a day, at the end of the year, that would equal to approximately 10 to 12 books. Just choose the topic that most interests you. Set your own pace and be consistent about it. I set my own pace, 2 books a week, sometimes 1, sometimes 3. My goal is to read 1 book a day. The average American reads 1 book a year. And I ask myself, why? Because the modern education system has turned people off from books. The value of a book has been replaced with Kindles, smartphones, and laptops. Sometimes I'm wondering if books were illegal, would we read more? Now you may say, I would love to read, but I don't have the time for it. And you're absolutely right. Some of you have children, a full-time job, and a household to run. Most of you invest a lot of time commuting every day, and I'm sure that can be exhausting. In that case, take advantage of your commute. And let me share a great discovery that I made a few years ago. The audiobooks. The audiobooks are the most fascinating educational tool that we have in our country. According to a recent survey done by University of Southern California, if you drive 12,000 miles a year, in 3 years' time, you can acquire the equivalent of 2 years of college education. And I calculated, that's approximately 32 miles a day. How many of you are driving 32 miles a day? Please raise your hand. You can learn anything you want, from finances, how to be successful, how to better educate your children, how to have a more balanced relationship with your partner, maybe even a foreign language. You can learn anything in your car. Currently, I'm studying Portuguese while I'm sitting in traffic or driving around. Reading books gives you that much needed break from the chaos in your life. There's so much more to life than work and the time that you spend aimlessly using the latest technology products. Books are the greatest investment you can ever make in yourself or your children. Some books have changed my life forever, and I have shared a small list with each and every one of you. If I can inspire one person to pick up a book and read, it means my speech today was a success. Before I conclude, I would like to leave you with this quote by William Godwin. "He that loves reading has everything within his reach. May books and their treasures be always with you." Thank you.